Police are carrying out investigation into a breach in the COVID-19 quarantine system when an individual with a positive 19 test left the quarantine premises. In a 3rd February update by the COVID-19 Task Force, Police Superintendent Kwame Henry said there had been recent lapses in the system of quarantine that had led to, quote, some uncomfortable situations, unquote.
Over 20 persons were placed in quarantine over this last weekend as a result of one of such lapses in adherence to the protocols. This particular lapse, of which I speak, resulted in a positive COVID-19 case being discharged from quarantine into the community via public transportation. As a result of the incident, as soon as this incident came to our attention, the COVID-19 Task Force activated its response mechanism immediately. The positive case was identified and quickly placed in isolation. A vigorous contact tracing exercise ensued, and all identified contacts were immediately quarantined, including the public service driver who was not observing the basic COVID-19 prevention protocols. The protocols at the quarantine accommodation in question was reviewed and remedial action taken to prevent a repeat of this. Contact tracing in this case is still ongoing, along with a police investigation to determine whether or not criminal charges will be filed.
Notwithstanding the successes achieved in controlling the entry of COVID-19 into the Federation, Superintendent Henry is urging all persons to strictly follow the established COVID-19 protocols. Glenn Brad, Skn Newsline.
Using the arts to teach science and other subjects in school is very effective and should be considered by education authorities in St. Kitts and Nevis. So says Kittitian educator Clelia Davis. Ms. Davis, who was a guest on a recent edition of Let's Talk St. Kitts Nevis on Voice of the Caribbean Radio, is currently furthering her studies in Taiwan, but said she has successfully used the arts to teach her science class at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College.
I had a lesson. We were learning about cellular respiration, and that is a very in-depth process, and it has all sorts of big words and everything like that. And the students were like, Miss Davis, we're not getting this, So I said, okay, let me see if these students will take me on, and let's put what we're learning in a song. And lo and behold, it was about 12 of them in that particular class. And they were like, okay, let's try it out, and then they got the tune to a popular dancehall song at the time. And I gave them a beat, and then they were like, okay, let's put some acronyms here so we know what everything means. And then at the end of the class, we had a crab circle song. We had a tune for it. And then at the time when they had to do their exam, I saw some of them like sitting down, let me see. And they're going through the song, and they were good. Like the results were good because at the end of the day, they use that creative side to enhance the critical thinking. And it was not just a situation of them trying to, for lack of a better term, memorize the information just to regurgitate it for a test, but then they were able to put it in their long-term memory, understand the concepts, and employ it in real life. So those are some of just the tangible working examples of how STEM and the arts could be integrated for the betterment of the education on a whole.
Ms. Davis, who is a musician for several years, launched an initiative known as Discover Science Tutoring Services, which specializes in the holistic development of aspiring scientists.
We want to make sure that we facilitate the holistic development for our students, because just like in my classroom, where I don't want to just tell them, okay, you're just learning this to pass an exam. No, I always tell them they're coming to my classroom. Think of it like you're at work. I am your boss now. And these are the things that you have to do. These are the life skills that I want to teach you in conjunction with, coverage of the syllabus so that you can be molded into a wholesome individual. So that is some of the pillars that Discover Science is founded on.
On February 14th, Ms. Davis is launching a web mini-series that will focus on STEAM education, science, technology, arts, and mathematics.
This month, actually, DSTS makes 1 year. And to commemorate that, we have we are going to host rather a Facebook mini series of panel discussions. So our panelists include Mrs. Tricia King. She's a marine biologist. Two of my past CFBC students, Ms. Shernia Henry and Mr. Korea Warner. One of my colleagues from my alma mater, University of the Virgin Islands, which is Ms. Valicia Gregor. She is currently doing her PhD in epidemiology. And Ms. Kamara Lee, the CEO and founder of Talent Plus. The series is going to be pre-recorded. So it's going to be on our Facebook page, Discover Science Tutoring Services Facebook page. That's where it's going to be aired. The first episode is going to be on the 15th of February, and then we will have one posted on the Friday, and then the following Monday and Friday at 12 p.m. Each time the episode is going to be posted. And even though it's a series of panelists, we're going to break them up because unfortunately the time constraints, everybody wasn't going to be able to be together all at once for the various series. So I had to segment it in a way where there is some sort of flow and vision between the conversations.
The web series will air on DSTS's Facebook page. I'm Andre Huey for Skn Newsline. February is Black History Month. Each day on our newscast, Skn Newsline will be highlighting Black iconic Caribbean people who have made a valuable contribution to our societies. Sir Simeon Daniel was born at Barnesgut Village in St. Thomas Lowland Parish, Nevis, to Joseph Daniel and Melvina Daniel. He received his early education at St. Thomas's Government Elementary School in Nevis. He entered the teaching profession as a pupil teacher in 1950 and attained the Leeward Islands Teacher Certificate in 1957. In 1962, Daniel began his legal tutorial at the Council of Legal Education in England. While a student between 1960 and 1966, he worked as a clerk at the London County Council and later as an executive officer, and in 1965 received a recognition grant for outstanding meritorious work from the said institution. He continued his education at the Inner Temple of the Inns of Court in London. In 1966 he became barrister at law and was called to the bar in England. He returned to Nevis in 1966 and served as Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs and was admitted to the local bar that same year. The following year, he was appointed Crown Counsel and later Registrar of the Supreme Court and Additional Magistrate in the state. He entered private practice in 1969 in St. Kitts. Daniel was among the founding members of the political party, the Nevis Reformation Party, NRP, in 1970. He served as chairman of the local council from 1972 to 1980 and was elected to the National Assembly in May 1975 and February 1980. On 16th of December 2013, acting on the advice of then Prime Minister Denzil Douglas, St. Kitts and Nevis Governor General Sir Edmund Lawrence announced that Daniel is being commended as a national hero. Sir Simeon Daniel died on May 27, 2012, and was buried with full military honors.
For 2021, Smart Electronics is giving you the best deals you can ever imagine. From January 1st until April 30th, you will get the best deals in the entire federation. Plus, that's not all. Get extra special deals on Valentine's Day on all items store-wide, such as cell phones, 85 inches smart TVs, laptops, washing machines, refrigerators, AC units, small appliances, and much more. Visit us. We're located at Port Zante, opposite the food court, or call us at 466-4271. This promotion is valid until April 30th. Terms and conditions apply.
Caribana on Liverpool Row is your anything you want store in St. Kitts. They have a wide variety of just about everything. Ladies and men's clothing, shoes, children's clothing, toys, housewares of all kinds, small appliances like clothes heaters, microwaves, electric kettles, and more. Cosmetics, perfumes, cosmetic jewelry, and much, much more. Their prices are unbeatable, and customer service is second to none. Shop at Caribana on Liverpool Row Bastair. Call 465-1745. At Caribana, find value supplies at great prices.
I feel good. Come to Vibes Beach Bar and Grill at the Frigate Bay Strip, your place for the best selection of local dishes. Join us for lunch. Mahi-mahi, barbecue ribs, fresh caught snapper, salmon, lobster, and our world-famous Vibes wings at economically sound prices. Dinner is served from the deck or the golden sands of the Frigate Bay Beach. Join us for birthdays, business meetings, or just for fun in a family-friendly environment. Open daily from 11 a.m. Vibes Beach Bar and Grill. Great food, hospitality, entertainment, and good vibes. Call 465-8423 for reservations and inquiries.
I feel good.
The fallout from incidents on the weekend, including the killing of a man known as Harry Dog, has created panic and palpable fear across West Kingston as signs of tension were everywhere.
As our news team roved the area, a handful of local residents told us tensions flaring amid his killing. Others were tight-lipped. Some sections were scanty, while it appeared to be business as usual in other places. The usually vibrant Coronation Market bore signs of lingering unease. One woman says last Sunday, vendors were told to vacate the area. She complied.
People come on and say, people say pack up, from man, and then say police say pack up.
And when I down there Sunday, I heard somebody call me and say, man dead uptown, downtown in Coronation Market. And I say, what going on? It's a gunshot. And when I read down the bus terminus this morning, I hear people say they're not coming up here, everybody taking away themselves, but they are afraid.
Explaining that she wasn't directly instructed to leave, another vendor pointed out that it was reminiscent of the warnings they received before the Tivoli incursion.
And for me personally, I remember that incursion 2010 is we hearsay to leave out because they are going to have a reprisal of Dudus being taken away from.
But there are those who are willing to brave the possible escalation in violence. They are, however, concerned that talks of possible gun violence have dented sales significantly.
What I'm saying right now, the people need to come out, put out your stuff, and let this thing keep going, right? We ain't need this news to spread that things been down, things been round, and whatever, right? That's a fake news, right?
They further explained that the police have been maintaining a presence in the area. On Monday, the police commissioner said more boots would be deployed across the police division to stamp out any flare-ups. Christine Forbes, CVM Live.
A large cross-section of Trinidad and Tobago's cultural society showed up on Wednesday to pay tribute to calypso icon Sandra, singing Sandra Devines Millington. Masked and maintaining social distance for the most part, the calypso world honored one of this country's leading calypsonians. Terry Ann Brown Campbell has more.
Despite all the COVID-19 protocols and regulations, the Calypso fraternity, along with several government ministers and members of civil society, turned up to pay tribute to Sandra Devines Millington, better known as Singing Sandra. The cultural farewell was held in the lobby area of Queen's Hall, Port of Spain on Wednesday. The tributes to the iconic two-time Calypso monarch came in the form of song, extempo, dance, and speeches.
For decades, Singing Sandra entertained, educated, and even comforted. Classics such as Die With My Dignity and Voices from the Ghetto transcend her and our time, but they also demonstrate her deep understanding for social issues and her expression through social commentary.
President General of the Oilfield Workers Trade Union, Ansel Roger, was also on hand to pay tribute to Singing Sandra.
OWTU and Singing Sandra shared a special bond. And we shared a special bond simply because Sandra, in our view, in our respectful view, traversed a path that the OWTU traversed. That is, bringing not just awareness, but bringing consciousness and development to the mind. And
Tributes also came from those who were unable to attend the ceremony.
Supreme serenading Calypso King of the World, Slinger Francisco, the mighty sparrow. She has inspired a lot of us. She has excited a lot of us. She has brought love and, of course, humor. I am happy she is now resting peacefully with her dignity.
Singing Sandra's funeral will be held on Thursday from 10 a.m. It will take the form of an Horatia spiritual service at the Rondell Street Basketball Court in Mova. Terry Ann Brown Campbell, TTT News.
Medical workers walked off the job at Yangon General Hospital in the middle of a pandemic, believing that this moment is too important to stay silent. They wore red ribbons, the color of Aung San Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy, which have quickly become a symbol of resistance.
This government was not elected by us, so we don't accept them or work under their command. We've stopped providing service at governmental hospitals. Instead, we'll provide free medical services by outside doctors and other alternative services so that there are no problems for the public. In this way, we're conducting civil disobedience.
Medical staff in Mandalay did the same, responding to calls from a group calling itself the Civil Disobedience Movement. Staff at 70 hospitals participated, according to the group's Facebook page.
We are just protesting peacefully by wearing this red ribbon. We don't need to speak out. We all know that wearing the ribbon is a sign of protest against the military government, and we only want our elected government. This is our message.
Facebook services were then cut off across Myanmar's telecom networks, but that's not stopped people from being heard. On Wednesday, prosecutors filed obscure criminal charges against State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi and her ally, President Win Myint. The president's accused of breaching coronavirus measures on the campaign trail last year. Suu Kyi's charges stem from the possession of walkie-talkies. Aung San Suu Kyi has not been seen in public since her civilian-led government was toppled. International condemnation of her detention has been swift.
I think the charges filed against her just compound the undermining of the rule of law in Myanmar and the democratic process.
We are disturbed, of course, by these reports. We call on the military to immediately release them all and all detained civilian and political leaders, journalists, and detained human rights activists, and to restore the democratically elected government to power. As President Biden has said, the military's seizure is a direct assault on the country's transition to democracy and the rule of law.
The calls have yet to make headway with the generals in charge, but it's clear that many members of the public are very angry and unwilling to tolerate a slide back into dictatorship. Andrew Chappelle, Al Jazeera.
Right on time, Mario Draghi arrives at the presidential palace for his meeting with President Sergio Mattarella. Mattarella tasked the former head of the European Central Bank with forming a government. Draghi accepted, but on the condition that first he heads to Parliament to ensure a majority, and only then he'll give his final response.
It's a difficult moment. The President mentioned the dramatic health crisis with its grave effects on the lives of the people, on the economy and society. I'm aware the emergency requires responses that measure up to the situation at hand, and it's with this hope and with this commitment that I respond positively to the appeal of the President. Defeating the pandemic, completing the vaccination campaign, responding to the daily problems of the citizens, relaunching the country are the challenges we face.
It marks a new phase after weeks of political posturing. That was prompted by former Prime Minister Matteo Renzi pulling his ministers out of government over what he says were disagreements over how to spend more than $200 billion in EU recovery funds. With a pandemic and a serious economic crisis, many Italians feel it wasn't the time to play politics.
Of course, Renzi is completely responsible for all of this, but I think at this point it's better to have a Draghi government than elections because he's a very competent person, one of the best in Europe.
It would have been better to hold elections, but if we can't have elections, this is the lesser evil. For sure, Draghi is better than the one before, Conte.
After 2 terms, Giuseppe Conte, former lawyer and twice Prime Minister, is out. He simply could not get the numbers he needed with Matteo Renzi's demands.
All eyes now on Mario Draghi, credited with saving the Eurozone in 2012. He comes with decades of top-level economic experience and is now on the verge of taking on the top political position in this country. He's earned the nickname of Super Mario, and he may well have to draw on that to navigate Italy's fractious politics, but more importantly, tackle the very difficult economic and social issues that have arisen as a result of this pandemic. Stephanie Decker, Al Jazeera, Rome.
Stay abreast with news on St. Martin with SMN News. Visit www.smn-news.com for up-to-date news, scoops, opinions, and hard-hitting facts. SMN News, we tell it like it is. Visit our website www.smn-news.com.
It's the new and improved Skn Newsline Android mobile app. With the Skn Newsline app, you can watch your news reports, the Skn Newsline Newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search Skn Newsline, and download the app today. The Skn Newsline mobile app. News on the go. For the finest in pastries and baked products, your only choice has to be Bryden's Bakery, located on Main Street, New Road, St. Peters. They offer the best in breads, cakes, cheesecakes, cupcakes, cookies, and much more. Visit their cafe and savor breakfast sandwiches, coffee, espresso, and ice cream. Bryden's Bakery also specializes in a variety of healthy breads, cakes, cookies, pies, and pastries for all your special events. Call 667-1505. Opening hours 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays for Ice Cream Sundays. Bryden's Bakery, simply the best.
Banners, commercial signs, decal printing, canvas prints, license plates, posters. We at Multigraphics are dedicated to providing quality products and service to our customers. Our team takes pride in the craftsmanship and is passionate about its work. Every job, large or small, is important. Most of our customers come to us through referrals. That's because our number one priority is service. We serve a wide variety of customers, such as restaurants, retail stores, manufacturers, trucking companies, and many more. Our capabilities include design, production, and installation. How can we help? We are located at Bird Rock at the Woods Right compound. Call us at 869-763-1511 or 784-491-7599. Multigraphics.
On behalf of management and staff of Auto Plus, we want to wish you a Happy New Year and a prosperous 2021.
Located on the College Street Gut, Bastyr, St. Kitts. Bring your car to Autoplus Car Wash to remove water stains, wiper marks. Get your doors, roof panel cleaned, seat floor mats, buffing, headlights, and engine wash. You get quality service at the best price at Autoplus Car Wash. They really care for your car. Call 765-5140 or visit them on the College Street Gut, Bastyr, St. Kitts. Autoplus Car Wash, where the service is number one.